Holy crap, Nintendo, you need to port these 5 3DS games to the Switch today!
This video is completely uncalled for.
Sounds like you're smart enough to know that if these games get ported, there'll be no use for you in the future.
Yeah, and you should know what it's like to be completely useless.
JT.
We needed to make a list of 3DS games that definitely deserve a spot on the Switch's roster.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah?
I just wanted to say, I don't agree with you making this video.
Okay, are you done?
Yeah, that's all I had to say.
Okay. Anyways, as far as these games coming to the Switch, you might ask yourself, why do we need these games ported to the Switch? They're already available on the go on the 3DS, and people have the opportunity to buy them on that platform. There's no need to port these to the Switch. Well, yeah, but you could say the same thing about The World's End with You, and they're remastering that game, and it's going to be way better on the Switch. So why not do that with other games that could use similar treatment? And kicking off the list is Metroid Samus Returns, a remake of Samus Returns on the original Game Boy, with completely reworked controls, mapping of the buttons, melee counters, free aim to be able to shoot anywhere, updated graphics, everything you could have ever wanted on the 3DS. Except for, it should have come to the Switch in the first place. And while we all know the Switch is more capable of handling way more powerful, demanding games, like what Metroid Prime 4 is sure to be, that's going to be a 3D open-world, free-roaming platforming game similar to the other Metroid Prime games. Why not port a game that people love in the original Metroid vein? A 2D platformer. The Switch would be a perfect home for this game, and I would absolutely buy it day one. Next up is probably the most obvious game that needs to be ported to the Switch, and I'm actually shocked it hasn't been announced yet, and that game is Kid Icarus Uprising. This one's an easy choice because it wasn't even made for dual analog sticks. The controls in this game were, let's be honest, they were crap. My hands cramped up, it was really hard to play for prolonged periods of time. They even had to include a freaking stand to be able to play this game because it was so hard to play it with your hands while holding it and using the stylus. Kid Icarus Uprising was one of the best games on the 3DS, but unfortunately was crippled by a terrible control scheme. Next up on the list, I guarantee you will eventually be ported to the Nintendo Switch once they figure out their whole online game service program and how that's going to work, and once they put the GameCube games on there and get Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon will be on the Switch. And yes, these games will always have a soft spot in my heart because they have such unique gameplay. Nothing else quite matches the feel of what it's like to play a Luigi's Mansion game. It's not really a horror game, it's not really an adventure game. It's so hard to put this game in a specific genre because it crosses over into so many different kinds of games. And by doing so, creating an entirely new gameplay experience. Now imagine Luigi's Dark Moon available on the Nintendo Switch with local co-op play. Next up on this list is kinda cheating a little bit because it did originally come out on the Wii, but there is an exclusive on the 3DS, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. Which is Xenoblade Chronicles. This game 100% deserves a spot on the Switch roster. I don't know how you can make a system put Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on it, but yet not have the original playable. A gigantic world to traverse with an incredible storyline, amazing battles, powerful monsters, along with the Monado, which is, let's be honest, the most badass weapon ever created in video games. While I'm shocked that Xenoblade Chronicles did not make an appearance on the Switch prior to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 coming out, it's just a matter of time before this one finds its way into the library. And number 5 on my list for games that absolutely deserve a spot on the Switch is Bravely Default, one of my favorite role-playing games ever created. This game is a perfect fit for the Switch, and like all the games on this list, could easily be remapped and reworked so you don't need 2 screens to play it. Bravely Default deserves a spot on the Switch roster for no other reason to not be lost to time. These 5 games not only deserve to be part of the Switch's library, but honestly, I can't imagine living in a world without them being in it.
I got an idea for some 3DS ports.
Okay, you want to chime in with some?
I'm not allowed to have ideas.
I thought you said you didn't even want to be a part of this video.
You came up with some really good ideas, and it got me thinking.
Alright, yeah, now you're sweet talking me. Okay, what games do you want ported to the Switch?
Alright, stay with me here. A compilation of New Super Mario Bros. And New Super Mario Bros. 2.
I think that's a fantastic idea. Why didn't I think of that?
Because I'm the all-knowing 3DS robotic machine, and you're a moron.
I probably should have expected that.
Think about it. It's the perfect idea for Nintendo to do, to put these two classic games together on one cartridge and sell it as a Switch cart. It would print money.
Yeah, I was just talking about this the other day in one of my other videos, but the new Super Mario Bros. Is the best-selling game on the original DS, and I feel like a lot of people missed out on New Super Mario Bros. 2 because it was overlooked with so many other incredible games coming out on the 3DS at that time.
See, I'm not completely useless. I have really good ideas from time to time, and my games are still incredible.
Great call, 3DS. The new Super Mario Bros. 2-pack is a perfect sales pitch to Nintendo. If they hadn't thought about it before and they watched this video, they'd probably make that game tomorrow.
That sounds like the rational thing to do, but then again, this is Nintendo we're talking about, so who knows?
Anyways, those are our games that we feel like will definitely be in the Switch library in the coming years. Let me know down in the comments below what 3DS games you feel like should be ported to the Nintendo Switch. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. You need a glass of water or something?
No, that would kill me.
Oh yeah.
You gon' lose your shit when you hear body, you gon' lose your shit when you hear body.